Today we are traveling to Ethiopia. I've been invited to be here for a week with Charity Water, where we're going to actually go to the northern part of the Tigray area of Ethiopia. And there are millions of people in this region without access to clean water. The very fundamental thing we need as humans is clean water. So we are headed up there to learn and to grow and to see the needs that these people have, as well as what some of the money that we have contributed has gone to. So we touched down after about 22 hours worth of traveling, and we were immediately shuttled into individual trucks. We looked like a massive caravan heading out to our first spot, which they basically took us to the hardest situation firsthand, which was a tribe that does not have access to clean drinking water. And they let us know that the children are going to be asking for food, and we can't necessarily feed them. We won't have enough. And that was a really powerful statement for me, because I have two little girls at home, and if I knew they were starving and they asked someone for food, I would hope that they would give them food, even if it was in that moment, just that moment, that relief from hunger. And I knew then that I was up against something that was gonna be a rub against my ethics, a rub against the humanity side of me in the moment. So we literally caravan into the middle, it felt like the middle of nowhere. This is literally like stepping back 3,000 years ago. Nothing has advanced. If you were wealthy, you have a donkey. Most people don't even have a donkey. They're walking everywhere. And as soon as we pulled up, you could hear drumming, you could hear all the kids just singing. And the people gathered ready to welcome us. And the emotion was strong because the kids were singing, and as you heard louder and louder, they were singing, "Welcome, welcome." And it was really, really fun. We gathered together. And then they proceeded to take us down to where they actually get their water. Welcome. And it was a small little hole next to a river, and they know not to get it from the river because that's where all the animals' feces goes. And they're hoping that this little spring next to the river is clean, and it looks clean, but we all know it's full of bacteria and viruses that are going to kill their children, kill themselves, get them sick, and this is exactly what's happening. And they use a little cup to fill up the cup and then to dump it into the jerry can. So just to fill up a 50-pound jerry can was taking 45 minutes to an hour. And there was a whole row of cans to be filled. So then I went to the translator. We luckily had translators, and we weren't initially going to be doing this, but I felt really called to ask. I said, "Will you please ask the ladies if we can help lessen her burden today and carry these jerry cans for her to her home?" And she was so cute. Like, "Sure, you can help me. Thank goodness I'm gonna get help." So then it was this huge production to strap this jerry can on my back using like what we would call like scarves, but their scarves are actually functional. They're trying to create a little lift on my back. And I have a feeling this is more inefficient than they are. And then with rope, and I still have scrapes from the ropes would go around my shoulders and hook in the back, and then I would start hiking up through the rocky terrain. And we start hiking, and the two women are with me because they're trying to balance this jerry can because I seriously don't have the system down. We're falling?
Yeah, it's falling.
It's a postural thing as well that I wasn't quite getting, and it kept dropping. The only thing I could think was my clothes are drenched and I'm massively dehydrated. The irony of carrying water that is actually unclean and feeling massively dehydrated and wanting water was just this huge irony to me. And the women next to me are just powerful, right? They're not sweating. And it's been a good hour, and I'm like, "Where is your house?" And I said, "How much longer?" And she's like, "Another hour." And she's like, "We're halfway there." And I could not believe it. I could not believe it. And then the one woman proceeded to tell me how she had lost her baby. She was pregnant and was carrying, it was just too much strain on her uterus and the baby, and she lost her child carrying. Definitely brought us to the realization of what these people deal with.
Yeah.
I had massive respect for them, massive respect. You guys are so strong. And it was so beautiful and so powerful for me to feel this connection with women without the language. So the second and third day, we actually were invited into a village where we broke ground with them. You can feel the water. So it was a huge celebration. And so by this point, I'm like, I am done being shy. Like, I am so excited for these people. So they were dancing and I just decided I was gonna dance. And I just genuinely could not contain myself. So I danced my heart out with them. And my eyes and my heart have been ripped open into a million pieces, knowing that their tribe was going to have clean water. That was really, really powerful. So I had let Charity Water know that my mission is to really bridge the gap with women around the world. It's just part of the Rise movement for me. Today, I am actually invited into a woman's home to actually interview her. I really wanted to hear her stories. I wanted to see, what is her home like? What is the things that keep her up at night? Or what things bring her joy? So I walked to her home. I noticed she had a donkey. And I also noticed she had a corner of pottery. So knowing that, I knew she was ahead of the game as far as financial stability. Plus, I knew she was also in a tribe, in a village where there was a well built. So she wasn't making 4-hour treks to unclean water. So we show up, and then she took me into her room, the one room in the house, and instantly it's awkward. I'm gonna be so honest.
How do you say that again? Yeah,
I can tell she's feeling awkward, I'm feeling awkward, I don't know how this is gonna go. And I asked the translator to share all about, my mission and why I was there, and asked if she would be open to share with other women her story. And the first thing she said, which is so interesting, and every woman feels this way, is, I'm not dressed to be on camera. I'm not dressed well enough. And I thought a lot about that, because where do we not show up in our lives because we don't think we look good enough? We're not ready enough to present the message. But it's just that universal feeling that we all have as women. Am I pretty enough? Am I well-dressed enough? Am I enough to be on camera? Am I enough to use my voice? I wanted to ask you, how did you meet your husband?
This is arranged marriage.
It was arranged?
Yeah, arranged
Was
marriage.
there love at first? Were they in love?
No.
No love.
She was 12 years old.
Well, tell me, what is her passion? Is her passion pottery?
Okay. تعرف تخطوية صراحة. اختروا مسرح دي بس لفي.
بقى قصن تلك أمنا ورها قصنا صنة تديكوا كل خسر حدا سينك. كل مليخة كل للو دستين يخلك. كصانة مالت ما كابت عندنا يخون كمنا ورها يخون كولر كيخون بحر برتع ذا لخوينه بدم بقيكا كل يرها كاين صراحة.
And does she sell it in town?
تشتي يدخي علاقة؟
شو وضعها؟
She's working hard to nurture her son. He has blood cancer. So as a mother, I'm in trouble.
Thank you for sharing. Taylor, thank you for sharing.
شجر وولد خمت لك الخوي يخلي قرأت كركاي من بي زول عزين كرتة تبينا شعدي ساخذنا هنا مرتي هذا أنا عليكم قاي فلت بقى خوي خل لي ما عيدر كده مقالة مالتي مقالة لي فلت لي سورسي كده اختار نسخنكم أنا زول عزين خوي اللي لي
Very strong woman.
كان رأيك يا أخي
بس أنا بتعمل السوق دميعه بزحمة سلة الجواكم مالتي مستريتين ويرا مس جنزوي مس بجيعي أنيحة أسفيزاي خدانا يخون بك أبزي كل شيء واي بجرم بين ما كل ركعين بين ماني ليه دم عيل صار له هذا نيلو لا ريدا هاي ليه.
So everything I have is for them. All I do is for them.
You can tell her my emotion is strong because I feel like women get so strong when things are hard. I'm in awe how when I travel to different places how everyone is doing the best they can with what they have and how we're so connected with our pain and also the things we love like our family. That was her main mission, just like every woman is like, how do I take care of my family? If she could share a message to women around the world, what would she share?
So they She wants to know a lot of things she said to you.
I want to know a lot of things. A lot of questions. I have a lot of questions. Ask her one more.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's okay.
Just she's joking, you know.
Okay. What struck me the most is I had asked her, I said, if you could share one thing with millions of women around the world, what would that be? She starts getting intense and she's going off and I'm wondering, what is she saying? Because I have to wait for the translator to interpret exactly what she's saying, but her brow is furrowed. She's getting into this and I'm like, did I say something offensive? I have no idea, but she keeps going, and then finally it gets translated.
Wow.
You see, what she says is, every person has to try what he has to do. He has to know himself. You see, this I didn't get from my family. I don't know how to make it. But later, she heard that there are some people, they work like this. So she went there and she learned how to make it. Because you see, she wants to get money.
Yeah.
So everybody has to try hard and has to see a means how their life will change.
So good. You have to take ownership for your life. You have to rise up. You have to become whatever you need to become to take care of the people you need to take care of and to take care of yourself. She held on to that and she was so adamant that that's what she wanted to teach women around the world. You've got to take your power back and you've got to figure it out. I like this woman.
Yeah.
It was such a beautiful moment because by that point she's looking in my eye. We took pictures together and I noticed when they take pictures, they stand up tall, they stand with dignity, they stand with pride. And that was this huge inspiration to me as well, is that no matter what, I'm going to show up, even if I feel awkward, and even if I don't have all this figured out, and even if I'm with this girl who I've never met before, with a camera I've never seen before, I'm gonna stand proud, and I'm gonna show up, and I'm gonna say a powerful message to millions of women around the world. Just what a beautiful, beautiful experience to see the unification that we all have as women and that we're all in this together. No matter where we live, what we wear, what we practice, what we're doing, we all want to take care of our families. We all want to rise up in whatever circumstance we've been dealt and have our own way of making our way in this world. And hers was pottery. What is yours? Do you ever struggle with self-doubt? Wondering if your dreams are really going to come into fruition?
I woke up in my own hell, having that moment where I'm like, who are you? Why are you having such a problem digesting the brilliance of your life?
Our next guest is going to blow your mind, explode your hearts, and really help you dive into the possibility that you are in control of your destiny.
As a young entrepreneur and just somebody that's fumbled and effed up so many things in my life, I didn't realize that all of those things have served me so well.
This is going to be a really vulnerable, but also really empowering conversation, I sense.